Hey, how's it going, guys? So we're back with another Star Citizen video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Now we're gonna be checking out another Inside Star Citizen video, and this one is called Masters and Blasters. Now, judging by the title, I'm guessing we're just gonna be talking about huge guns or just guns in general, and we'll just see what happens from here. So without anything else, let's just jump into the video.
While Star Citizen aims to offer a first-person universe of possibilities, at the
Ain't no passing craze. Oh man, and now he's making me think of the song Hakuna Matata.
center of it has always been you and your spaceship. And over the years of development, testing, feedback, and iteration, there have been many changes to the combat and traversal experience. And in the upcoming Alpha 323, the biggest and most anticipated of those makes their presence known with the arrival of Master Modes. And with that comes additional changes to precision targeting, weapon balance, gimbal use, and more.
What are Master Modes?
So Master Modes is a way for us to really kind of capitalize on what the ships are.
Basically, Master Modes are a new game feature that change all the combat experience inside the game.
So you'll have a mode for fighting in and a mode for flying from place to place in.
A rework of the flight and combat system to essentially try and solve a lot of the problems that players.
To be honest, I thought they were going to talk about like, guns, like rifles or pistols they're going to be holding, but it looks like we're talking about the turrets and blasters that are on ships.
I've had with the flight experience.
You can decide if you want to be in full combat mode, or you're just in transit, or you want to get out of a situation as quick as possible.
Check fire.
Master Mode is the thing that makes ship combat exciting and making sure that the ships that you have in the game perform in the roles that we have envisioned for them.
Okay, nice. Masters and blasters. There's Jared underneath that orange spacesuit.
CitizenCon, we've been bringing Master Mode into Arena Commander.
Progress has been quite good, showing off the new modes and letting people get their hands on it.
Collecting the feedback, seeing how players respond to that online by monitoring how players react on social channels. We've been testing internally a lot.
It's a very limited selection of ships, but even so, people seem to like it. So we've taken that feedback and carried on making progress and adapting it all to the rest of the ships as well.
We've been watching how players play the game, monitoring analytics, putting it all together and sharing it with the devs who need to see it.
How the hell do you go about converting 200 ships to vehicles?
Unfortunately, there's only really one way to do
ships.
it, and that's to not get too intimidated by the number. A team effort. We're just cracking through it, really.
The difficult part, of course, especially as a designer, is try to understand the new game dynamics that the game system creates, especially in an environment like the PU, and then try to being able to deliver the proper game experience for every ship with a different tuning. And that's quite difficult, but that's also what is really interesting about bringing up a new feature.
So we're moving each individual ship into an archetype, and we're going to rebalance that ship to the archetype as a starting point. And then basically, once that's complete, we're going to add the individuality into each ship.
Each ship has been given a full refresh, and we've looked at every ship in the game, assigned them a base archetype so that you know what you're getting into from the get-go.
All ships, based on how big they are and what kind of purpose they serve, will get an archetype assigned to them. A typical archetype is a snub fighter. Very, very small, very agile, but it cannot dish out a lot of damage, and it can also not receive a lot of damage before it pops. Light fighter.
Whoa, look at that shit.
Very maneuverable, decent weapon loadout, and it's basically there for agility engagements. Medium fighter.
Dang, look at that.
Pretty agile for its size, but it has a lot more offensive firepower.
Target destroyed.
Heavy fighter. They don't maneuver well, but when you happen to be at the front of them, you can die very, very fast. Now, these are basic tuning archetypes that we have for our fighter ships class, and all ships in that size will be assigned to one of these things. However, based on the ship and what the purpose of the ship is, we have variations of that. For example, we have the interceptor variant of these tunings. This is a tuning variation that can apply to any of these archetypes. An interceptor tuning for a ship means that this ship exchanges the agility. With agility, we mean the rotation rate and the lateral strafing accelerations simply for speed. So they will not be able to turn their velocity vector much, they will not be able to rotate much, but they will be very, very fast just going forward.
Wow, yeah, look at the speed of that.
Racing ships are like the base archetype that almost all racers ended up with so far are interceptors, because racers prefer speed over everything else. But you want to pick the right racer for the right track. The other end of the range are our, let's call them fighter bomber tunings. That means we trade agility for simply durability. On top of the fighters, we just keep going with this. We have gunboats for ships that are constellation-sized. We have corvettes for something like a hammerhead, right? So our hammerhead is, for us, is our anti-fighter corvette. Frigates are basically the biggest ship that players can control in the universe
is
right
that the
now.
yacht?
So we're talking Idris, we're talking 890 Jump. I know that players cannot control the Idris, but we're talking ships like the Carrack. Those are frigates, really, really big ones, but also they will have variations in their tuning based on the brand and what the purpose of the ship is. So these are very big changes that are coming, but the main takeaway is that these archetypes are just reference frames for the type of tuning you want to give a ship. It does not mean that every ship that you have in the verse will fit a specific archetype. There are ships which are in between. For example, the
So
Saber.
that's the purpose of the tuning and everything. Okay.
Is it a medium or a light fighter? It's somewhere in between. The Cutlass has not the durability of a heavy fighter, has, however, the turret of a heavy fighter, so it's somewhere in between. So there are ships which do not fit exactly into these frames. But this is the beauty of it, because these ships, we can make them fit anywhere where they want. We just need to make sure that the balance between them is right. Not everything fits in a box, and it would be very boring if it did.
So it gives a more uniqueness.
Precision targeting is a new way of aiming at specific parts of a ship. You get this zoomed-in picture of your target, and it allows you to paint over specific components of the ship. So if you want to take out the thrusters, you simply aim towards the thrusters, and your gimbals will make sure the bullet lands exactly where you're aiming.
It's a big rework of the entire target system, with the goal to make it not only fit master modes, but also fit the problems we've had with target in the past, which is the control of the weapons and the accuracy.
Since master modes is bringing everything closer together, and master modes is slowing everything down, we need to make sure that the weapon speeds are adjusted as well.
It will reduce your fire rate, it will therefore decrease the spread, and allow you to be more precise where you hit. Good examples for that is if you want to fire at a ship from very far away and you want to make sure that your shots hit. An even better example is if you have a light fighter
targeting.
and you want to help take down a larger ship. You will not be able to take down the ship by yourself, but you can help other players by crippling the turrets with ballistic cannons, for example, and other subsystems. So it allows you to see better what you're currently targeting.
What we're doing is
okay.
we're
So at
bringing
least you can
all
target-
weapons into free archetypes.
You can target like specific parts a lot better. Like if you want to take out the turrets quicker, or you want to take out the thrusters, the engines, make it immobile. That's really cool.
We have the anti-fighter weapons.
Man, look at
have
that.
Higher fire rate and a higher velocity that allows you to hit targets such as a horde of gladiuses. And then we have the anti-material weapons. Anti-material weapons is the one you bring out when you and your friends want to hunt a hammerhead. It's got the highest damage of all the weapons. You want to deal as much damage as possible.
I just
but
watched the
target's
video
big
about the
and it moves
hammerhead.
slow, so you don't have to worry as much about actually hitting the target. And then we have unspecialized weapons, which are in between the anti-fighters and the anti-materials.
So this is better because it gives you a lot of options on how you want to attack the target. You can just, spray and pray that your shots are going to hit, or you can go into the precision targeting mode, see all the sub-targets that you have available, and then pick out which of these sub-targets you actually want to attack. Next to basically seeing what you're actually hitting, you also just get the stunning view of that big ship that you're targeting, right? Like it's a full screen, zoomed in view on your target. You can see it in all its glory.
Yeah.
You can see all the parts.
Yeah, that's why I really like too. You can actually see a close up of that ship, but however, it also highlights the parts that the options that you can target. Like for instance, right there, the turrets, maybe the sides, the armor, or thrusters, things like that. So that's why I really like too, that you can get a close-up view and you can see the state of the ship, what the ship looks like, and also places you can shoot.
Parts you can shoot off. I think it's great.
We've been
I think
really
it's great
happy with
too.
the results so far. We've seen a massive difference in the way combat works and what the players are actually doing within combat, and that's been really good to see. There's still some small things we're working on right now to kind of solve, but we're really happy. We're kind of most of the way there at the moment.
The next big thing that the new aiming system has is the removal of the so-called N-1 system. That means that when you have a gimbal attached to a ship, the weapon attached to the gimbal goes down one size. At this point in time, after lots of testing, we're pretty confident that we don't want the system anymore. So in the future, if you have a size 3 gimbal on your ship, it will carry a size 3 weapon. But we're actually going further with this, because from 3.23 onwards, you will not be able to mount fixed guns on your ship anymore. In addition to that, all the turrets, however, will get gimbals. So this is a requirement because of precision aiming mode, because the precision aiming mode we also want to be able to use on turrets, and we need a way to make the bullets fly where we want them to fly without cheating. So this means all turrets, they will get gimbals on their guns so they can properly lead. But to still keep turrets more powerful in terms of their weapon employing capabilities, and also because turrets cannot just, jump on the way out of the way, the auto gimbal mode will be something that's exclusively available to turrets. So pilots will still be able to manually gimbal their weapons with, either tying it to their controls or by looking around. But only turrets will be able to use the auto gimbal system, because turrets are supposed to be very, very dangerous. And so players just have the choice how to apply the damage the best. However, because auto gimbaling is also in an assisted mode, it will come with a reduction in fire rate, just to keep things fair.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense, because too much of that could be a huge disadvantage to your opponents. And on top of that, the turrets are stationary. So I guess there has to be certain trade-offs here and there, so that way, everything stays fair. So I really like how they took accountability of that. Otherwise, they're going to be so many players going, dude, it's not fair. His turret is way too strong, and and all that. So I'm really glad they thought about that before releasing this.
So the feedback, it has been going pretty well.
We've been really happy with working with the community who's been playing this to kind of fine-tune it and make the changes needed, and we have made a lot of changes based upon these feedback.
Most of the feedback that we've been getting has been pretty positive around Squadron Battle, where there's some pretty good group combat dynamics players are reporting positively on. There's some really cool gameplay emerging, such as how players evade now is quite different. You have to drop chaff, break your target lock, break away, find your opportunity to break away from your pursuing ship.
What we can see at the moment is that players are very happy with squadron battles. Players are not very happy with the 1v1, so this is more an area where we have to improve.
Of course, there are some very detailed feedbacks about some tuning choices, how we should make some type of archetypes better rather than not. But in general, it's going to be mostly appreciated.
The players are really enjoying the different roles that we've got. The interceptors are quite successful. There's been some pretty good feedback around the Buccaneer. We've probably still got a little bit of work to do around the Lightfire class and 1v1s, but other than that, it's been pretty good.
It means you can stay closer. You are much more in control of staying in a closer formation with other people that you're playing with. When we do our regular play tests,
collision alert,
we can actually fly in our own version of a formation, and we can track targets without being several kilometers off each other.
That's your version of a formation.
Our version of a formation is generally, if we can see each other still and we're not accidentally shooting each other, I'd consider that a good formation.
I'm not sure that's the textbook definition of formation. I can see you and not crash into you. That's not a formation, Josh.
It's
yeah,
a
tried,
win if at least two of the four of us managed to make it away in one piece without any friendly fire incidents.
Hey, look at that.
The thing that excites me the most about Master Modes is if you just watch the footage of players dogfighting at the minute, you can really see how close all of those ships are, and it just feels so much more cinematic.
It's really about the foundation of the whole flight experience moving forward, because I fully understand that this isn't a game just about combat. We want to communicate that players who want to do combat, they'll go into the Master Mode for combat. But if you want to go from A to B, you've now got a mode where you can do that without being harassed as much. So that's going to be a big plus for the game.
It's leveling the playing field a little bit more now. As we slowly breathe more life into each one of these ships, you're going to know this ship like the back of your hand.
People seem to like how much more frantic and intimate all the fights are in the Arena Commander testing that we've done so far. And I'm looking forward to hearing people's thoughts once we've rolled it out across all the ships.
Not everything that is in 3.2.3 you can see already in the master mode, AC mode. It's there's a lot more stuff coming, especially to weapon treatment, how we use capacitors, etc. But overall, based on the feedback that we got so far, and also from the increasing player numbers, we're pretty confident that we're on the right track. So master modes, the gunnery system and the whole combat experience is a huge undertaking for us, and we cannot do it without you. So we want you to play it, we need your feedback. Be honest, tell us what you don't like. Please also tell us what you like, so we can make all this space combat game great together.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that with master modes comes a rebalancing of ship performance into dedicated archetypes. That these archetypes are simply where tunings start and will be grown from to ensure that each ship and vehicle provides a unique experience going forward. And that precision targeting, weapon gimbal, and balance changes all combine with master modes to provide a more involved, visceral combat experience for pilots when they arrive in the upcoming Alpha 323. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
See you, Jared. Looks like there's more at the end. Oh, whoops, my bad. I didn't mean to skip. Okay, that was a little fun, funny moment there at the end. But anyways, I say the combat increase and the upgrade that they put into this with the masters nodes and all that, huge success. And I say that's a great leap into making the cinematics, like merging cinematic and combat together. And also they did a great job. So far, I mean, these people, they really like the fact that they say, hey, please be honest, tell us what you don't like, and we can improve upon it. So they're not scared to like receive feedback, because I know some people are like, please don't say anything negative and all that, because they don't want their feelings hurt. But for them, they're like, no, just tell us straight up, we'll fix it. And that's actually what I've been doing as well. I know a lot of people have been like putting I wouldn't say negative, but just like a little few strong comments on like certain videos of mine saying like, hey, it'd be so much better if you do this. I need you to fix this. And that's what I've been doing. So I said, okay, noted. I'm not going, oh my God. Here, the only time I delete comments is when they're like extremely hateful or there's no feedback at all. You're just like, coming at me. So those are like the only comments I put. But however, some comments that have feedback or like, hey, this could be better if you do this, I'll just keep them there so that way I can make note of it. And that way I can improve upon my next videos. And that's what's been happening. If I kept on erasing like all your guys' like fix the audio issue comments, I never probably would have fixed it. I probably would have just kept it like that. Well, I mean, I would have fixed it because it was annoying me too, but still, you know what I mean. But anyways, this was another great Inside Star Citizen video, and that's all I got for today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And also shout out to all my members, subscribers, viewers. You guys are amazing. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps on going. So without anything else, I'll see you guys next time.